Okay, so today I am starting the topic trigonometry, and you must be knowing that portion that we have discussed in class 10, that what are trigonometric ratios. So we have 6 trigonometric ratios. They are sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, and sec theta and cosec theta. I'm not going to repeat that portion which you have seen in class 10th. Only a little bit I will discuss. So these are different ratios. Sine theta is your perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Cot theta is base upon perpendicular. Sec theta is hypotenuse upon base, and cosec theta is hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Now, am I audible? Can you all listen to me? Okay. And visibility, is it fine? Okay. So now let's continue. So these 3 ratios, they are called as the primary ratios. Primary. And the last 3, they are called as secondary ratios. Why secondary? Because you can obtain these ratios, the last 3 ratios, from the primary ratios. Just by taking the reciprocal of primary ratios, you can obtain the secondary ratios. Okay. Now, the different type of relations that we have studied in class 10th are, your first one is reciprocal relation. Reciprocal relation is this, the reciprocal of sine theta is cosec theta. So 1 upon sine theta is cosec theta, 1 upon cos theta is sec theta, and 1 upon tan theta is cot theta. This is the reciprocal relationship that we have studied in class 10th. Then other one is quotient relation. Quotient relation is sine theta upon cos theta is tan theta, and cos theta upon sine theta is cot theta. So this is your quotient relationship. Now the third is Pythagorean relation. Pythagorean relation. Now Pythagorean relation is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. Then sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. And cosec square theta minus cot square theta equals to 1. This is Pythagorean relation. So these things we have discussed in class 10th. Now I'm going to start after this, and this will be a very important class. The understanding of trigonometry is very important for physics. Okay, first thing is that from here onwards, means from class 11th onwards, you will be finding all the units in the SI system. SI system, what is SI system of units, and means how it came into existence, what was the need of this SI system, that we will study in our chapter number 2, when we will start the chapter number 2. So I'm not going into depth of that SI system, but from here onwards we will study all the units in SI system. So till now we are knowing the angles in degree measure. We had the degree angles, and now it will be changed to radian. Radian is the SI unit of this plane angle. They both are the units of plane angle. Unit means we measure a plane angle in terms of degrees. We were measuring the plane angle in terms of degrees till now. From here onwards we will measure a plane angle in terms of radian. So radian is the SI unit of plane angle. This is the SI unit. SI unit of plane angle. Okay. So now let us discuss that how we will interconvert a degree measure and plane measure, the plane angle. So suppose degree to radian. Now how to convert a degree angle from degree measure to radian measure? Suppose you have x degree. For that you just remember a formula that pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. Simple thing is pi radian equals to 180 degrees. So if you have x degree angle, then 1 degree will be pi upon 180 radian. So x degree will be pi upon 180 into x radian. If you have an angle in degree measure and you want to convert it to radian measure, then simply multiply that angle by pi upon 180. Now from radian to degree, you want to convert a radian angle to degree angle. Now again, pi radian is 180, so 1 radian is 180 upon pi degrees. So x radian is equal to 180 upon pi into x degrees. Okay, so this is the method how to change the angle from degree to radian or from radian to degree. Okay, now one more thing, that 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. This is the sign for minutes. This minute is the smaller unit for degree measurement, and 1 minute is equal to 1 second, 60 seconds. This is second. So 1 degree equals to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. These are the smaller units to measure the angle. Okay, so this was about the measurement of an angle. Don't worry. Then 30 degree will be pi by 6 radian. 45 degree will be pi by 4 radian. 60 degree will be pi by 3 radian. 90 degree will be pi by 2 radian. So with the help of that formula, you can convert these angles and you will get like this: 0 degree, 0 radian, 30 degree, pi by 6, 45 degree, pi by 4, 60 degree, pi by 3 and 90 degree, pi by 2. Now I move on to the next section, which is the most important part that I am going to discuss now. Now you know the values of ratios for these angles 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Now suppose if you get a higher angle, then how you will find out the values? Before starting that, let me ask you that you know how much is sine pi by 2 minus theta, which is actually sine 90 minus theta. It is cos theta, and cos 90 minus theta is equal to sine theta. Similarly, tan 90 minus theta is cot theta and cot 90 minus theta is tan theta. Sec 90 minus theta is cosec theta and cosec 90 minus theta is sec theta. We have these values for 90 minus theta. Suppose if you have sine pi by 2 plus theta, suppose you have sine 90 plus theta, then what is the value? Or if suppose you have tan 180 degree minus theta, then what will be the value? So for such type of things, we have a method to find out, and that I am going to discuss now. This is our one, I have made a horizontal axis and other is vertical axis. This is suppose my x and this is y. Okay, so on this axis, the horizontal axis, I will give you some rules. Follow these rules and you can write. I will give you a method to write the answer for 54 formulas. Means you don't need to remember those formulas. You can directly obtain the values using this method. So remember that on this horizontal axis, the value of sine is 0 and cos is plus 1 on positive x side. On negative x side, the value of sine is 0 and cos is minus 1. Means on the horizontal axis the value of sine will be 0. Cos will be plus 1 on positive side and cos will be minus 1 on the negative side. Now on y-axis the value of sine is plus 1 on the positive side and cos is 0, and sine is minus 1 on negative side and cos is 0. So simple thing is, on horizontal axis sine is 0, on vertical axis cos is 0. Cos is plus 1 on positive x, minus 1 negative x. Sine is positive 1 positive side plus y and minus 1 on the negative y. Okay, now name these quadrants like this: first, second, third and fourth. These are the quadrants in anti-clockwise direction: first, second, third and fourth. Now whenever you want to write the solution for you want to write the answer, or you want to get the value, what you have to what you will write is, one is the trigonometric ratio. Means when suppose you want to find out tan 180 minus theta. So if you want to write the answer for tan 180 minus theta, it will have a trigonometric ratio as well as a sign, positive or negative. So two things you need: what will be the ratio and what will be the sign, positive or negative. So two things you need. Now I will give you a rule for both of them. Okay. So first thing is, the first rule is, first of all you will write the sign. You will have to mention the sign. And the second rule is, you will write the ratio. Means when you are writing the answer, first you will check the sign and then you will check the ratio. Now sign will be like this: in first quadrant all trigonometric ratios are positive. In first quadrant all the trigonometric ratios are positive. In second quadrant, sine and cosec, they are positive, others are negative. All are positive, sine and cosec are positive, others are negative. Here tan and cot are positive and others are negative. Okay. In the fourth quadrant, cos and sec, they are positive and others are negative. You can remember it in this way: A, S, T, S. Now we can remember, we can write a sentence for this: after school to cinema. After school to cinema. This is your ASTC, sorry. This is fourth quadrant is C. After school to cinema. All sine cosec, T for tan and its reciprocal cot, and C for cos and its reciprocal cosec. So like this you remember the sign. So suppose we have this example, tan 180 minus theta. So you look for this tan. Now 180 minus theta will be which quadrant? This is this angle, this point here, it is 0. If you move to this, you are starting from here. If you take your angle to this point, then it becomes 90. Here it becomes 180. And here it becomes 270. And again here it will become 360. Like this. So 0. Now 180, you find out the angle 180. It is here. Minus theta. If you will subtract anything from 180, your angles are like this. You are moving in anti-clockwise direction this way. So 180 is this point. If you subtract anything, then you will come to the second quadrant. In second quadrant, you check whether tan is positive or negative. So in second quadrant, only sine and cosec are positive. So tan is negative. So you will write minus. Tan 180 minus theta equals to, the sign is negative. Okay. Now the next step is to find out the ratio. Now for ratio, I will again give you a rule. And that rule is, here I am writing the rule. suppose if your x-axis is involved, if x is involved, then there will be no change. And if y-axis involvement is there, what is involvement? That I will tell you now. If y-axis involvement is there, then sine will become cos and cos will become sine. Then tan will become cot and cot will become tan. And sec will become cosec and cosec will become sec. So let me once again tell you. Now I will draw a proper diagram in which I will write all the rules on that diagram itself, and then we will find out some values. We will go for some examples. Okay. So this is the way. This is your x-axis. So here sine is 0, cos is plus 1. Here sine is 0, cos is minus 1. Here sine equals to plus 1, cos equals to 0. And here sine equals to minus 1 and cos equals to 0. This is your x-axis. On x-axis there is no change in ratio. There is no change in ratio on x-axis. On y-axis, sine will become cos and cos will become sine. Tan will become cot and cot will become tan. And sec will become cosec and cosec will become sec. It will be this way. Now the angles will be like this. You are in anti-clockwise direction. This is first, second, third and fourth. All sine and cosec, tan and cot and cos and sec. C. ASTC. This is your angle 0. This is 90 degree, or you can say now pi by 2. This is 180 degree or pi. This is 270 degree or 3 pi by 2. And this is 360 degree or 2 pi. This is the way. Now let us solve that example. Tan 180 degree minus theta. Now first of all we will write the sine. Sine means positive or negative. So 180 minus theta is, this is nothing but tan pi minus theta. In radian measure, in degree measure it is tan 180 minus theta. In radian measure it is tan pi minus theta. So now first of all we will write the sign. This is pi. If you will subtract theta from pi, then you will come to the second quadrant. In second quadrant tan is negative, so I will put up a negative sign. Now the ratio. Now this pi is on which axis? It is on x. Your change is from pi. You are subtracting theta from pi. This value will tell you that which axis you are making the change with respect to which axis. So pi is on x-axis. Now x-axis means no change in ratio. So it will be minus tan theta. So tan 180 minus theta is minus tan theta. Now we can take another example. Suppose sec 270 minus theta. So you can write this as sec 3 pi by 2 minus theta. Now the value. First of all, we will check whether it will be positive or negative. So 3 pi by 2 is this point. If you will subtract anything, you will move back. So you will reach the third quadrant. Now in third quadrant, sec is here tan and cot only are positive, others are negative. So you will put up a minus sign. And now 3 pi by 2 is on y-axis. And if y-axis involvement is there, then sec will become cosec. So it will be minus cosec theta. So sec 270 minus theta is minus cosec theta. So with the help of this formula, now you can write the values for, okay, let me give you one more example. Suppose cos minus theta. You can write this as cos 0 minus theta. Now cos 0 minus theta, 0 is here. If you will subtract anything from 0, you will come to the fourth quadrant. See, your positive direction is anti-clockwise direction. If you will subtract anything, then you will have to move backward, means you will have to move clockwise from the point. And if you are adding something, then you will have to move in the move in the forward direction, means you will move in anti-clockwise direction. So cos 0 minus theta. Now 0 is here, minus theta means it will be the fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, cos is, in fourth quadrant it was C, only cos and sec were positive, others are negative. So cos is positive, so plus. Now 0 is on x-axis, and on x-axis this is your involvement of x-axis, and there is no change when x-axis is involved. So cos will remain cos only. So cos of minus theta is plus cos theta. What about sine of minus theta? This will be sine 0 minus theta. Now 0 minus theta is fourth quadrant, sine here is negative, and since x-axis is involved, so sine will remain sine only. So sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, and cos of minus theta is plus cos theta. So this way you can find out the values of different trigonometric ratios for different angles. Now how many values you can write? You can write sine minus theta for means you can write now just a minute. For minus theta you can write the values for the 6 trigonometric ratios. Means you can write sine minus theta, cos minus theta, sec tan minus theta, cot, sec, cosec. You can write the values of all the 6 trigonometric ratios by this method. Then you can write the values for pi plus minus theta, sorry, pi by 2, or 90 plus minus theta, means sine 90 plus theta or sine 90 minus theta. Similarly for all the 6 trigonometric ratios, this will be 12 ratios. Then it will be pi plus minus theta, this will be 12 ratios. Again you can write the values for 12 ratios. Then 3 pi by 2 plus minus theta, again 12. And then 2 pi plus minus theta, again 12. How much this is? 54, as I told you. So you are not required to memorize the 54 formulas. With the help of this simple method you can. Alright. So just now I told you the method to write the 54 formulas, which you don't need to remember. Okay. So now this thing is very important, because several times you will have to change the angles. Most of the times you are going to get bigger angles. Okay. Because for example, I will give you an example, that suppose you have a pendulum. Okay. So at the mean position, its angular displacement will be 0. Now, not going to the depth, I am just telling you that what is the application of why we are doing this. Why we have not simply started the syllabus. Because these mathematical tools are very important, and it will be very difficult to each and every time repeat these things. It will be very difficult for me. So after this, what will happen, when an application will come to the syllabus, means when we are going through the chapter, at that time I will just simply tell you that how it came, and I will not go to this much depth. This is not the way. Okay. So suppose, I am just telling you an example, that suppose we have a pendulum. The pendulum is in the rest position, so its angular displacement is 0 degree or 0 radian. When it reaches, you take the pendulum to one side and release it. Now the pendulum moves like this, goes to the other end, and then comes back. Now when it reaches at this point, its angular displacement is 90 degrees. Angular displacement. Don't get confused with the word. I will tell you afterwards when the chapter will come. Means your chapter number 4. In 4th chapter there is a term called as angular displacement. That time I will tell you. So at mean position it is 0. Then at 90 degree, at one of the extreme positions it is 90 degree. Now the pendulum comes back to the mean position again. Now its angular displacement is 180 degrees. Now it moves to the other end and reaches the other extreme position, and the angular displacement becomes 270 degrees. And then it again comes back and reaches the mean position, and the angular displacement becomes 360 degrees. It means that you cannot confine yourself to the angles between 0 and 90. You need the understanding up to 360 degree angles. Means you need to find out the values of trigonometric ratios up to 360 degree. Okay, that's why we are discussing this. Okay. Now next is I will give you some straight formulas and you will have to remember these formulas, you will have to memorize these formulas for physics part. Their proof or their derivation you will come across in your math subject. It's not in physics. In physics we need only the formula. So I'm going to write about the formula. So first of all I will give you addition formula. Addition formula for addition. Now sine A plus B. As I told you that sine, cos and tan, they are the primary ratios. So I will write the formula for sine, cos and tan. Others you can simply obtain from these only. The secondary ratios you can obtain from primary ratios. So sine A plus B is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Then cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, and tan A plus B is equal to tan A minus tan A plus tan B upon, just a minute, upon 1 minus tan A into tan B. Okay. Then let me write first the subtraction formula also. Subtraction formula. Subtraction formula is sine A minus B is equal to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. Then cos A minus B is equal to cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, and tan A minus B is equal to 1 minus tan A minus tan B, it is tan A minus tan B upon 1 plus tan A tan B. So these are your addition and subtraction formula. Now how to remember them? See, whenever you have sine A plus B, for sine you will write sine cos, cos, sine, and whatever sign is there you will write that sign itself. In case of subtraction also, if you have sine A minus B, then it will be sine cos, cos, sine. For sine the order will be sine cos, cos, sine, and put up that sign which is given to you. Suppose if it is plus here, then you will mention plus. If it is minus, then you will write minus. Okay. In case of cos, the order will be like this: cos, cos, sine, sine. Now whatever sign is given to you, just reverse that sign. If plus is given, then you write minus. If minus is given, you write it should be plus. Okay, it should be plus. So cos is cos, cos, sine, sine, and whatever sign is given, you reverse that sign. If plus is given, you write minus. If minus is given, you write plus. In case of tan, you write tan A, tan B, 1, tan A, tan B. This is the order. Order will remain same in both the cases. You can see tan A, tan B, tan A, tan B, tan A, tan 1 minus tan A, tan B. So tan A, tan B, 1 plus tan A, tan B. Now in the numerator, the sign which is given to you, you will put that sign in the numerator. If plus is there, you will write plus. If minus is there, you will write minus. In the denominator, 1 minus, you reverse that sign. Given is plus, you write minus. Means in numerator you will write the given sign, in denominator you will write the opposite sign. If plus is there, you will write plus in numerator, minus in denominator. If you have minus, you will write minus in numerator and plus in denominator. Again, I am telling you that I am not describing that how we have obtained these formulas. I am just telling you that how you can memorize the formulas. Okay, so once again, for sine, order will be sine, cos, cos, sine. Whatever sign is given, you put up that sign. If plus is given, you write plus, minus is given, you write minus. In case of cos, the order will be cos, cos, sine, sine. Cos A, cos B, sine A, sine B, like that. Whatever sign is given, you just reverse that sign. Okay. In case of tan, the order will be tan A, tan B, 1, tan A, tan B. In numerator, the given sign will be there. In denominator, the sign opposite sign will be in the denominator. So these are addition and subtraction formula. Now we have the formula for sum and difference of trigonometric ratios. Sum and difference formula. Sum and difference formula means sum and difference of the trigonometric ratios, not the angles. Previously it was the sum and difference of the angles. Now it will be sum and difference of the ratios. Now first is your like sine A plus sine B. Then it will be, the formula will be 2 sine A plus B by 2 into cos A minus B by 2. Then your sine A minus sine B, it will be 2 cos A plus B by 2 into sine A minus B by 2. Then cos A plus cos B, cos A plus cos B is 2 times cos A plus B by 2 into cos A minus B by 2, and cos A minus cos B is minus 2 times sine A plus B by 2 into sine A minus B by 2. Okay. These are the formulas: sine A plus sine B, sine A minus sine B, cos A plus cos B, cos A minus cos B. Okay. Now, how to memorize them? You write 2, first of all you write 2 in all the 4 formulas. Then you write the angles A plus B by 2 and A minus B by 2. Okay. Now, if you have sine A plus sine B, you can use that. If suppose you have S plus S, then you will write SC. If you have S minus S, it will be CS. I am telling you the way how I remember these formulas. Okay, so it will means the ways can be different for different people. You can learn in your own way. S plus S, SC, S minus S, CS. It is, you must have observed this trend in previous formulas also, that when sine and sine are there, then one term is sine and the other is cos. When you have both of them as cos, then your both the terms will be either cos or either sine. Means if you have sine ratio, then one term will be sine and one term will be cos. And in case of cos, either both of them will be sine or both of them will be cos. Now for plus sine, your A plus B angle, now A plus B by 2 and A minus B by 2, this is the bigger angle, this is smaller angle. So with bigger angle you will have sine ratio. So okay, I am telling you the method, how I remember this. So C plus C is CC, and C minus C is minus SS. I remember like this. So if sin A plus sin B equals to, this will remain common, 2. 2 will remain common. A plus B by 2 will be the first angle, A minus B by 2 will be the second angle. So S plus S is SC. Sin A plus sin B is 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Then S minus S is S minus S. If you have plus S, then first will be sin, second will be cos. In minus, first will be cos, the bigger angle will be with cos and the smaller will be with sin. So sin A minus sin B is 2 cos A plus B by 2 and sin A minus B by 2. Then C plus C, now you have both cos. So you will have with both the angles you will have cos and cos. Cos. And when you have C minus C, then you will just put up a minus here and both the ratios will be sine. This is the method how I remember these formulas. Okay. Now next we have product formula. Just I will write down here itself the product formula. Product formula. Your first is 2 sin A cos B. 2 sin A cos B. Okay. So just reverse this and you will have your first sin A plus B, sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Okay. Again I will tell you afterwards the method. 2 cos A sin B. 2 cos A sin B is equal to sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. Okay. The next is 2 cos A cos B is equal to 2 cos A cos B is equal to cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. And the last one is 2 sin A 2 sin A sin B. Sin A sin B, and it will be cos A plus B minus cos A minus B. And since you have a minus sign, so they will interchange and your cos, this cos A minus B will come here. See, you had a minus sign here. If you will, you can transpose this minus sign on this side. So this has to be multiplied with a minus sign. So this will become positive and it will become negative. So it means that second ratio will come here and the first ratio will go there. This one. It will be like this. Okay. Means this is nothing but this one. I am writing here. It is cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, and you will have to multiply this with minus sign. Okay. So now from here itself I have mentioned these formulas. I have written these formulas from here only. 2 sin A cos B. 2 sin A cos B is equal to sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. First of all, you write all the angles A plus B and A minus B. Now if you have 2 sin cos, then you will write sin. If you have 2 cos sin, then you will write sin, and minus sign will be there. Means from here itself. Then if you have 2 cos, then you will write cos, and in between it will be plus sign. Cos, it will be plus sign. And for 2 sin, you have a minus sign, so it should be like this. Minus cos, and in between minus. When you will multiply this with minus sign, you will get cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Okay. So these are the sum and difference formula, we have the sum and difference formula and the product formula. Okay, now the next is some special formula. Okay, in special formula, now once again I am repeating that whatever formula I am discussing here, they all are very important. Okay, now the first one is, and this is a very important formula to use, 1 minus cos m theta equals to 2 sin square m theta by 2, and 1 plus cos m theta is equal to 2 cos square m theta by 2. Both these formulas are very important. If you have 1 minus cos m theta, whatever angle is here m theta, you will have to half that angle m theta by 2, and your ratio will be sin square, 2 sin square m theta by 2, and 1 plus cos m theta is 2 cos square m theta by 2. Then we have the formulas for 2 theta. Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. That cos 2 theta is cos square theta minus sin square theta. Now if you replace this sin square theta by 1 minus cos square theta, then it becomes 2 cos square theta minus 1. If you replace this cos square theta by 1 minus sin square theta, then it becomes 1 minus 2 sin square theta. And one more formula is there. This is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. Okay. Then we have a formula for tan 2 theta. It is your 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. So these are the formulas for 2 theta, sin 2 theta, 2 sin theta, cos theta. Cos 2 theta have 4 different formulas: cos square theta minus sin square theta, 2 cos square theta minus 1, 1 minus 2 sin square theta, and 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. Okay. Then we have formula for tan 2 theta. It is 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. Okay. Now all these special formulas, they can be obtained from the previous the formulas that we have discussed just now. Like suppose for example you have sin 2 theta, then you can write sin 2 theta as sin theta plus theta. You can write sin theta plus theta. Now what was the formula for sin A plus B? It was sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So it will be sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now sin theta into cos theta and cos theta into sin theta are same things, because product of two, because the ratios of these angles, this ratio will give you a real value, and the product of real numbers is always commutative, means 2 into 3 is same as 3 into 2. So cos theta into sin theta is same as sin theta into cos theta. So when you will add them, you get 2 sin theta cos theta. 1 time sin theta cos theta, 1 time sin theta plus cos, 1 time sin theta cos theta. Their sum will be 2 times sin theta cos theta. So this is the formula. Similarly, you can obtain this cos theta plus theta and then apply the formula cos A plus B. Here tan 2 theta, tan theta plus theta, and again apply tan A plus B. So by that method, by those formulas, you can obtain these formula here, and whatever I am writing here are the simple direct formulas I am writing. Okay, you will have to remember, because every time you cannot apply this, you cannot go for solving the formula and getting the formula. It is not possible, as the time is always limited during the exam. So you will have to remember these formulas. Okay. Next is we will write the values for 3 theta. Now the third one is for 3 theta. Now sine 3 theta. The value of sine 3 theta is 3 sine theta minus 4 sine cube theta. Cos 3 theta is equal to 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. Okay, and tan 3 theta is equal to 3 tan theta minus, it is tan cube theta upon 1 minus 3 tan square theta. Tan 3 theta is 3 tan theta minus tan cube theta upon 1 minus 3 tan square theta. So these are the different formulas which you need. I have just mentioned only those important formulas which are useful for the study of physics, particularly in class 11th and 12th. Okay, so these are your formulas, and this is all about the trigonometry that I wanted to discuss.